Today we're going to talk about Guillermo del Toro's 2022 Pinocchio, written and directed by del Toro and painstakingly put together using the old school method of stop motion animation. Del Toro has a rep of kind of being spooky for spooky's sake, but this to me was one of his most optimistic movies. It radiates hope even among the flawed imperfections of life, and so it's fitting that this Pinocchio is birthed out of a night of drunken grief. He takes on an almost unsettling form, which is obscured by his playful chaos and wanderlust to dance and sing throughout the world. He's also equal parts Frankenstein's monster, and he's left to wonder why the wooden Jesus is so revered while he instead is feared. The conformity of life and man's machinations try grinding him down and twist him up in knots, losing limbs and ears, getting tossed off cliffs and blown up before being rebirthed as almost a Sisyphean puppet, punished to continuously roll the boulder up the hill for others, dying again and again for their sins until he becomes really real and faces finiteness. Now, reimagining the story during the rise of fascism in Italy gives del Toro more to say about the flawed human experience and finding hope even the darkest of times, something we could all look towards today. And it's also a great juxtaposition against Pinocchio's free-spirited unconformity. It's an allegory that even Viktor Frankl would approve of. He wrote the seminal, iconic Man's Search for Meaning. I'm going to quote that here. Quote, "In some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds meaning, such as the meaning of sacrifice." Now in this, del Toro weaves in the Mexican cultural view of death into the story, how being cognizant of dying actually makes one more grateful of their mortality. Pinocchio becomes a real boy while remaining carved out of wood, realness being fully able to experience life and death here, not just being birth of flesh and blood. The pine cone, too, in the movie is symbolic of the circle of life. Carlos goes back to retrieve it and is tragically killed. Geppetto plants it. It becomes the tree from which Pinocchio is birthed. He outlives Geppetto, but the closing shot of the nearby tree holds an unfolding pine cone as that significance. Ultimately, Pinocchio does what great fairy tales can do, share a morality story under the guise of whimsy, and this is what great storytellers can do as well. Share a well-worn story and breathe new life into its old limbs. Even better when it's presented in lovingly handcrafted stop-motion animation to fully articulate every nuance and movement, the skilled hands of the animator pumping heart into every frame until it becomes a living, breathing thing. So that's the scene from my lens. What's your take on Pinocchio?